This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Federation chairman blasts the government and the toll operator over death of policeman in highway crash. Chairman of the Jamaica Police Federation, Corporal Rohan James, is taking the government and the operator of Jamaica North-South Highway Company to task over the death of a policeman along the roadway last night. Constable Donald Carr became the latest member of the constabulary force to be killed in a car crash along a roadway managed by the toll authority. It is reported that about 8 p.m., Carr was traveling along the roadway in St. Anne for work in St. Andrew when his vehicle got out of control, overturned, and landed in a ditch in the vicinity of Golden Grove. A female passenger was also injured. They were taken to the St. Anne's Bay Regional Hospital, where Carr was pronounced dead and the woman admitted in serious condition. However, it was reported that police personnel encountered difficulties as the toll refused to give them access to get to the scene without paying the toll fees. There was in fact impediment by the toll operator to the police officers being able to transport the victims to the hospital. The officer had to lift the barrier to transport the victims to the hospital, James stated. He explained that when a crash occurs along the highway, the Ferry Police Station in St. Catherine has the responsibility to respond to such incidents, even when the accident occurs in St. Anne. It was reported that the victims had to wait for some time before help could be rendered. James took issue that members of the Jamaica Defense Force have unfettered access to the toll road while the police must pay. The Federation chairman argued that cops who, in his view, have a greater remit for law enforcement are being encumbered by bureaucratic red tape. Describing the current arrangement as absurd, James is charging that the government must accept responsibility in this matter. If it is that the ferry police require any accessibility to the toll road for any other police unit outside of the ferry unit, they either have to use email or WhatsApp messages. They have no direct contact via phone with a manager or supervisor, James added. When contacted, Chairman of the Toll Authority of Jamaica, Hugh Faulkner, expressed their condolences at Carr's passing. On the matter of access to the toll road for the police, Faulkner said that this would have to be at the discretion of toll operators. Other than where legislation permits, the arrangement would have to be made with the toll operators. Faulkner noted that toll operators should have a response team available in situations where any accidents occur along the thoroughfare. NWC plant in St. James out of operation. The National Water Commission says operations at its Niagara treatment plant in St. James have been suspended. This is due to an inflow of highly turbid water. The disruption in operations has resulted in a lack of piped water in Johnson in St. James and in Niagara, Jointwood, Eldersley, and Accompong in St. Elizabeth. The NWC says it will resume pumping when the turbidity subsides. Police question security guard concerning ATM explosion. The news understands that the private security guard who was found at the site of last Saturday's explosion at the Scotiabank in Port Antonio, Portland, is under investigation for allegedly stealing millions of dollars from the bank's automated banking machines. It's understood that auditors at the bank and the security company responsible for loading the machines are trying to locate $15 to $20 million. It's suspected that the cash was removed from the ATMs over an unspecified period. The news was informed that investigators have held discussions with the security personnel at the bank as surveillance equipment at the institution were destroyed by the blast. Several statements have been collected in the case. The police say the security guard who remains in hospital under police guard has been questioned and will be charged. The guard, who is employed to a prominent security company, was found badly injured at the site of the blast, which destroyed several automated banking machines at the financial institution on April 23. The blast occurred about 3 in the morning, and the guard was found injured at the site with a broken leg and other injuries. $180 million in road repairs in Westmoreland. 5 roads in Westmoreland being repaired by the National Works Agency at a cost of $180 million are at varying stages of completion. These are being done under the agency's Maintenance of Secondary Roads program being rolled out island-wide. Regional Community Relations Officer at the NWA Western Office, Janelle Ricketts, told the news that work has been completed on a section of the Prospect to Bath Mountain Road in an area known as Locust Tree, while repairs are set to start on the Shrewsbury to Logwood Road come May 2. The scope of works on the latter roadway, which serves the communities of Roaring River and Whithorn, includes drainage improvement and reshaping and asphalting of the surface. These are slated for completion within 5 months. Ricketts further advised that repairs are far advanced on the remaining thoroughfares, the Fort William to Welcome, Retrieve to Marchmount, and the Farm Pen to Georges Plain roads. Election campaign launched in Moortown Maroon community. An election campaign has been launched in Moortown, Portland, with a challenger hoping to end the 28-year leadership of Colonel Wally Sterling on May 8. Colonel Sterling is being challenged by 19-year-old Lamar Hope Dillon, who has been bemoaning the lack of development, stressed that there are resources within Maroon communities that can generate income. But Colonel Sterling says there will be no election. For election to be held in the Moortown community, it has to be called by the council, the major, the captain, or whoever is in authority. So if there's anyone who thinks they can force any election without due process, they are just wasting their time. People try this all the time, so this is nothing unusual for them, said Sterling, who said that he is in dialogue with the government and the private sector to develop Maroon communities. Education Ministry committed to promoting healthy lifestyles among students, Williams said. The Ministry of Education and Youth says it remains committed to encouraging and promoting healthy nutrition and regular exercise among students to minimize the incidence of obesity. This assurance comes from Portfolio Minister Favour Williams, who notes research indicating the prevalence of obesity among Jamaicans, particularly children. Speaking during activities marking National School Moves Day at Ferncourt High in St. Anne on April 29, Williams said data from a 2017 Global School Health Survey showed that 65% of children 13 to 17 years were overweight, while 26% were considered obese. She further referenced the findings of a 2016-2017 Jamaica Health and Lifestyle Survey, which she said indicated that 1 in 2 or 54% of overall Jamaicans were pre-obese or obese. Williams said healthy lifestyle habits such as being physically active and eating well have proven to yield long-term dividends, adding that good nutrition is one of the cornerstones for enhancing learning. She noted that over the years, the Ministries of Education and Health and Wellness have partnered to develop policies and public education programs tailored to provide more nutritious options for youngsters from the early childhood to high school levels. The minister said parents as well as teachers and school administrators have been engaged in the process in recognition of the fact that there must be a holistic approach in addressing this challenge, obesity. Williams said while hereditary and cultural norms were among the factors rendering children more susceptible to developing obesity, changes in lifestyle habits have also been influential. As such, she welcomed this year's staging of the National School Moves Day initiative. This, she said, was against the background of us coming out of the more serious effects of COVID-19 pandemic and the resulting reduced physical activity and the physical exercise programs that children normally engage in while at school and even in their communities. Williams said the initiative, which forms a part of Jamaica Moves in Schools program, aims to encourage children to be physically active and provides an opportunity to demonstrate the importance of doing so. She added that Jamaica Moves in Schools was an early intervention program and among those designed to ensure that children participate in a minimum amount of physical activity daily en route to creating overall healthier lifestyles. We are happy to collaborate with the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the Association of Principals and the Vice Principals of Secondary Schools, and the Jamaica Association of Primary and Infant Schools to encourage a healthier lifestyle among our student population, Williams stated. She added that while COVID-19 had severely impacted the program's implementation, we are committed to renewing the efforts to achieve the desired results, including encouraging children to get to moving even in their own home environments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.